Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. 7 o'clock, 7:06 a.m. And I am in the room. What room? The bedroom. I'm in the bedroom. I got my coffee in a cup. I got the camera rolling. The God. Yeah, the God. We're going to focus on the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, the Father. Those three were fathers. You're going to find about the Father, the Father of all that is, was, and will ever will be. Do you know him? I hope you do. If you don't, I suggest that you do. I really do. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Father of the child named Jesus. That's him. If you don't know them, get acquainted. Do it today. Because today is the day of salvation. Today, if you hear his voice, certain things you don't want to do, but many will anyway. But what do I want to say now? Let's look at, or let me look at, I can look at Genesis chapter 18. Genesis chapter 18 comes after chapter 17. So if you haven't read 17, welcome to 18. Now God appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre while he was sitting in the heat of the day. That's what I said. And Abram looked, and behold, he saw three before him. He looked opposite him. He ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the earth. He bowed himself to the earth. The words you see next, my Lord, if now I have found favor in your sight, please do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought and wash your feet. You all can rest here under the tree. And I will bring a piece of bread that you may eat. And he was allowed to do it. Abraham went to the tent and said, quickly prepare some fine flour make bread cakes. He also ran. Ran? He ran. Abraham, the old man, ran. That's what it says. He ran to the herd and picked out a choice calf. That's a small animal that he can carry. And he gave it to the servant and gave him instructions. And guess what? They stood. No, it says he was standing by them under the tree as they ate. They might have sat down. They might have sat down. And what did Abram do? He was standing by them under the tree as they ate. I don't know if Abraham was hungry or not, but the three that he fed, they ate. And then they didn't say. One of them said, "Where is your wife?" They knew where she was. You know they did. They did. And he said, "There in the tent." The next thing he hears, "I will return to you at this time next year, and behold, Sarah, your wife, will have a son." And Sarah was listening at the tent door. She wasn't far away. Abraham and Sarah were old. Sarah was past childbearing. And she laughed to herself, saying, "After I have gotten old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also?" And the Lord said to Abram, "Why does Sarah laugh? Shall I indeed bear when I'm so old?" That's where God said, "Is anything too difficult for me, Abram? You ought not read what you see sometimes. Sometimes you need to just come on through. Is anything too difficult for me? Or was it one of the others that said it? One of the other two? I don't know. But if it was one of the other two that spoke, the words are true. But I'm really not sure which one spoke. But let's just say it was one of the two that were with the Lord. They they cleared it up. And Sarah said, I did not laugh. Why did she say I did not laugh? Because she was afraid. And who said? Somebody said, you did laugh. And then it says the men rose up, but these weren't men. not men of flesh, for sure. The men rose up and looked down toward Sodom, and Abraham was walking with them to send them off. That's when God said, that's when God said, shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Since Abraham will surely become a great and mighty nation, and in him all the nations of the earth will be blessed. For I have chosen him. I have chosen him. Get it? God says, I have chosen him that he might command his children and his household after him to do what I say. Doing righteousness and justice. God's going to bring about what he said. He's going to make it happen. So what you see, so that what God has spoken to Abraham is going to happen. And the Lord said, this is God. This is not anyone other than God. The outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly grave. I will go down now and see if they have done what they have done, which has come to me, and if not, I will know. So the God, the Lord, he can walk alone or he can walk with. But right now, he's with Abraham. And he's looking over and down. And the two with him went toward Sodom while Abraham was standing before God. Yeah, before God. And Abraham came near and said, will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? You want to find out about what's in the next few verses? Open the book and you can see. Suppose. In chapter 18, verse 24, suppose. Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you indeed sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous who are in it? Abraham says, far be it from you to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous and the wicked get the same treatment. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth deal justly? Do you know who the judge of all the earth is? I'm not sure you do. Ha! I'm not sure that some people know. And that's when the Lord of all the earth, the God of heaven, the Lord of heaven and earth, said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous, I'll spare the whole place. Yeah, I'll spare the whole place. And Abraham replied, well, this is the verse. I have ventured to speak, although I am dust and ashes. What do you think about yourself? Abraham was not an unwise man. He says, suppose the 50 righteous lack 5. Will you destroy the whole city because of 5? This is God said, I will not destroy if I find 45. Somebody is going to look around the city. Somebody is going to examine things while these two others spend the night in the house. And he said again, suppose 40 are found. And God said, if there's 40, it will go well. Look at verse 30. Oh, do not be angry. Suppose, let me speak again. He's speaking again. Suppose there are found there 30. God says, I won't do it if there are 30. Woo, suppose 20 are found. You got the same reply. If I find 20, I'll let it go. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Shall I speak? Let me just speak once more. Suppose 10 are found there. And God said, I will not destroy it on account of the 10. And as soon as he had finished speaking to Abraham, God departed, and Abraham returned to his place. You think? What do you think? I don't know. But I do know that I covered that pretty well in less than 20 minutes. So this stream ends when